the dog, who for some reason has decided that this is her spot this morning. She's a good girl. She is a good girl. Look at that stinker. Oh, her little face. She's an old lady, but I just want to squish her all the time because she's so cute. She is the fucking cutest. I struggle a lot with not squishing the little wee face of my tiny teeny dog that I love. Love this dog. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to my hell on earth, which is essentially a live stream. So, I finally figured out, hold on, got something in my eye. I finally figured out what's wrong with my Facebook live streams. Facebook is labeling all of my live streams as static images. It's claiming that I am uploading static images as videos. It says that my live streams, like me moving around, is not me moving around, and that I'm posting a video to try to skirt the algorithms to make money. Essentially, I think when they shadow banned me, what they did was they flagged it as this false content, and it said that my posts would get like 827% more reach if I wasn't fraudulently live streaming images that were static and fake. I mean, you tell me what that fucking even means. I'm like, okay, so essentially you've destroyed my potential to have any reach on your platform by lying, saying my content is not live. Okay. Whatever. What are you going to do, though? Good morning. I know it's super early. We're going to play this game because I have to work out. You two fighting are hilarious. It is constantly a race war in this house between the white cat and the black cat. They love each other and they fucking fight all day. But the black cat's 2 years old and the white cat is 6 months old. So black always wins. So I call it the Black Panthers versus the Aryan race. And black trumps the Aryan race all day. Black Panthers always win in this house. I'm still in my pajamas. I bought this from Amazon Basics. It was so cheap and it's very comfortable. So there's that. There is that. Cheap and comfortable. So good morning, everyone, and welcome to my house at 6:48 a.m. I'm just chilling. Hopefully I get this resolved on Facebook. I just wish Facebook had real human beings working for them so that they could stop this, because they said, well, it could be that you have a bad connection. I have fiber optic internet. There's no such thing as a bad connection or slow connection when you have fiber optic internet. Like, dude, eat shit. It's you guys. So if I can get them to unflag my live videos and put that they're live videos and not, me pretending a still image is live. Ooh, my gray is popping today. Look at that bad boy. Your girl and her gray ass hair. My old ass hair. Look at me. Ask them to show you exactly what you're doing wrong. There's no one to ask. It's AI. We literally handed everything to AI, and then AI just lies, silences us, and shits all over us. That's it. That's all. That's exactly what happens in that order. Fuck Thanksgiving. It's Christmas time. That is an orange tree with pumpkins all over it. What's that look like to you? Steve, does that look Christmassy? Is that Christmas to you? Because I feel this is very Thanksgiving and very, very Halloween. I call it my harvest tree. So I got stuff like that in it. Little acorns and sprays of orange. What else we got here? Got some burlap, mushrooms, more pumpkins. I feel like this is very Thanksgiving-y, right? Am I crazy? I feel like I did my tree good. We got little daisies, periodic autumn leaves, right? I feel very much like this is an autumn tree. Big orange flowers, right? Autumn picks, as they call them. I like my autumn tree. I like it a lot. I like pretty lights, and all the lights are orange. It's a very nice ambiance. And I like that I get to have this up October and November. And then December, I have a Christmas tree. No, not tree for every season. I feel that takes away the magic of the holiday season. Does that make sense? The holiday season is Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. They're all back to back. But when you extend it, then I feel like it's taking away that magic. That's how I feel. I just feel that way. Now, my husband's over Christmas the day after Christmas. But I always tell him, it's not we wish you a Merry Christmas. It's we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you of our King, right? It's not just, it all stops because Christmas is a long celebration. Where do I buy my ornaments? Well, it's a smorgasbord over the years. Like I always go to Hobby Lobby and stuff after the season when everything's on sale and all the poor bitches are in there fighting over everything. I'm one of them. And I pick out all my fall shit and I buy it for super fucking cheap. I mean, you get it for like 75 to 80% off after the season. Hi, dog. You are the dog. She's so fucking cute. How am I supposed to do my makeup or anything with you sitting there? You're so squishy. Is she a good girl? Yes, she is. That is a good dog. Hey, I'm like Hassan. You stay there. You stay there for 6 fucking hours all fucking day. You're nothing but a prop. Don't make me electrocute you. You stay. I love you. You can do whatever you want, and you can leave the shop whenever you want because I'm not a sociopath. Yay. When I saw that fast forward, let's pretend Hassan did not electrocute his dog. Let's just pretend he didn't. He forces that fucking dog and yells at it to stay in the same spot for over 4 hours. It's disgusting. Now, my husband used to live stream on Twitch. He was an OG World of Warcraft streamer, and he was pretty big. And he used to have a dog cam for his English Mastiff, who has gone the way of the dodo. Rip Artie. His name was Arthas, as in Arthas from World of Warcraft. Yes, we are nerds. And he had a dog cam, but his dog was outside roaming around his living room doing whatever it wanted. Hassan is like, stay right there. I need to make money. You stay. You don't move. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? My animals are free to move about the cabin. Like the fasten seatbelt sign is off. Like you guys live your fucking life. I love you. You are not a prop. You are my baby. I can't help it. Before I do my makeup, I can't help it. I love you. Who loves you? I love you. You're the baby. Are you my baby? Come here. Come here. You do whatever the fuck you want. Whatever the fuck you want. Look at her. This is her house. Oh no, I know he's a communist asshole. And it's funny because all he does is extract people's money. He just takes everyone's money and says what a communist he is. Good for you. But like I said, even if he didn't electrocute his dog, he forces his dog to stay in the same fucking spot all day. I couldn't even listen to the mayor debate in New York City, and they deserve what they get. They deserve everything they're getting. I don't even care. I just rewatched My Fair Brady. My lord, that was normal to me back then. He was dick anyways, always followed him for 20 years. I was treated exactly the way I allowed myself to be. Where's the kitten? Over there playing with a banana that's full of catnip. I'm sure this is going to end well. Yep, early in the morning. Luna is 10 years old. Is she an old lady? Don't ever go. That's what I tell her all the time. Her dad, my husband, this is his fucking Velcro dog. I don't. It's not going to be good when she goes. This is the goodest dog I've ever owned, but she is definitely my husband's dog. Like, that is her Lord and Savior dad. And this is his bestest friend on earth. They're inseparable. Rice Water Bright. Inseparable, these two. And I am not looking forward to when we lose this dog. Not only because I'm going to be fucking sad. We've had our whole relationship. We've almost been together 11 years. So we've almost had her 10. Yes. We've almost had her 10. And I don't know, man. It just sucks because she's 75% shepherd, 25% Jindo. And like, I can't even discuss it with my husband because he does not want to fucking talk about it. But I know that the decline is going to happen soon. And we try to give her supplements, and we try to take her with us walking all the time and keep her in the bestest of shape. But, life is going to eventually happen. And it's not going to be good for my guy. You know what I mean? Not going to be good. It just ain't going to be good. So I decided to stream early. What the fuck is this? Is this gonna... Where's my... There it is. I was like, where's my Avon store? There we go. There we go. I understand. There it is. That's my Avon shit right there. That's it, baby. We know Luna and the kitties roam free, especially when all of a sudden you hear something go and find out which cat got into something downstairs, right? But she's being really good. She's being a Hassan Piker dog. I electrocute her to keep her right there so I can pull people in and extract their wealth. That's the whole point of me streaming. A new vitamin C serum pads. Let's put this on. Exfoliating serum pads. Don't mind if I do. I think I'm going to stack my serums today. So it's always a fun and good thing. Just stack them up. So I ate pizza 2 days in a row, and the sodium bloat I have right now is unbelievable. It's not good. Oh my gosh. Oh, it was so good though. But I'll tell you, the second day of pizza was not as delicious as the first. Like, you think it's going to be just as delicious and you start eating it, but you've already kind of, treated yourself to it recently, so you don't quite need it. So this vitamin C is going to help lighten dark spots on your face and brighten your skin. It's a beautiful thing. I'm going to mix it with our hyaluronic acid. Get a little moisturization going on there, because I'm all about double serums. Double serums. Oh my gosh, these cats are just squiggling all around. So I put a toy above our bedroom last night, and talk about a mistake. It's one of those tunnels that they jump through and do tunnel things. And these fucking cats kept waking me up, thudding and running around. I was like, oh. A new clinical line eraser with retinol eye cream. Don't mind if I do. Retinol, as you all know, that's a dog hair that I almost just put on my eye. Mother of God. Retinol, as you all know, is amazing for your wrinkles. So why not put it on, right? Why not? Why the F not? And now a new ultimate day cream, SPF 25. This is also amazing for fine lines and wrinkles, dark spots from aging, and sun damage. Why not rub it all in? And now I'm moisturized, bitches. Good morning, everyone. I'm just sitting here and I'm like, guys, I'm just going to be real with you. I'm going to be real with you. I have to pee. And I was like, I can hold it. But then I'm like, that's not healthy. And there's not very many people watching anyway. So you do me all a fit solid, just a solid. Can you give me 1 second? Thanks, man. Thank you. Because straight up, I was, hi, baby. What are you doing? Come right here. Come on. Come over here. Oh my gosh, get your butt out of my tree. Get your butt out of my tree. Oh. Hi, friend. Sniff. You gonna lay down and be a good girl? Hi, baby. I don't know what to do. You gonna lay down? Are you just gonna, I mean, you need to be bathed. She smells like Montana right now. Who smells like Montana? Is it you? Yeah. Hi, baby. So we took her to a groomer, and the groomer attempted to clean her ears. And the groomer, because of the water or whatever the groomer did, ruptured her eardrum. Now it healed. The groomer felt so bad she cried. And we felt bad because we didn't go back for a long time. And when we took the dog back, we're like, we can't have you clean her ears. And she was like, why? Well, my husband's autistic. He's on the spectrum. So he's just honest with people. And he's like, last time you cleaned her ears, it ruptured her eardrum and she couldn't hear for 3 months. And he told me she like wept because she's a good lady who loves dogs. Yes. We all love dogs. And I mean, she felt so bad. The lady wept. But my husband, how am I supposed to be Hassan Piker when you get behind me? I need to electrocute this bitch and get her in the shot. That's what I need to do. I need to electrocute her and get her in my shot. You ain't making me no money back there. Okay? We're here to make paper. That's why we're here. Make paper. Make paper. So how is everyone? Oh, I'm so glad you guys kept each other entertained while I peed. Night and day, I feel so much better. Like, you guys have no idea how much better I feel. I'm so glad that you guys allowed me to do that. Good morning to you and welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to talk about a lot of shit today. I've been fucking using Grok. Guys, I don't know what to do because I feel everyone argues in bad faith. I am open to being wrong. I don't pretend I'm on any side. There's a lot of people that like Trump worship. And if you question anything he does, trust the plan, Trump, trust magical plans. Oh, we're all in on it. It's a magical plan. He's our savior. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I appreciate that you feel that way. That's not how I fucking feel. And I'm going to critique and criticize everyone. And I'm not just going to trust some guy I don't fucking know. Like, what? Like, the benefit of the doubt is earned. But personally, I'm not going to just give the benefit of the doubt to anyone who hasn't earned it from me. Luna, I love you. Her little tail tip went wiki. I love you. Is she a good girl? Hi, Luna. Can I get a wiki? What is with that? The little tail tips going weep, weep, weep. Weep, weep, weep. So this has been really bothering me about Bad Bunny. And this is what I mean about bad faith arguments. People who are not open to any facts or changing their minds. This guy says the irony is during the Super Bowl, they will be eating nachos, salsa, guacamole, and tacos while refusing to listen to Latin music. First off, Bad Bunny's Puerto Rican. This guy's never been to Puerto Rico if he thinks the cuisine is all nachos, salsa, guacamole, and tacos. Puerto Rican cuisine is not Mexican cuisine. It's actual Puerto Rican cuisine. And here's what I mean. This is a bad faith argument. So I said right here, hey, Grok, would Bad Bunny's anti-American statements about the colonization of Puerto Rico and anti-ICE activism make him seem like a far-left activist to half of America? Hence, leading to the divide over him singing at the most American event in history, the Super Bowl halftime show? Would it be gaslighting if people pretended he wasn't divisive to half the nation? And Grok's like, yes, Bad Bunny's critiques of Puerto Rico's colonial history and his anti-ICE stance align with far-left activism, which many Americans, especially conservatives, interpret it as anti-U.S. sentiment. This fuels a clear divide as the Super Bowl halftime embodies broad patriotism, not niche ideology. And everyone's like, it's because he's brown. Duh. It's like, what? Are you? It's because he's brown. They're racist and white supremacists. It's a bad faith argument. They know damn well he's a fucking communist who hates America. Why are the conservatives so racist? Duh. So I was like, dude, ass biscuits come in every nationality. It would be like hiring Ted Nugent, who's like, Trump, I worship Trump, I love Trump. and have him play and be like, why are all the liberals upset? Oh, look at them. They must just hate white people. No, you're hiring a political activist that's going to alienate half the country, but not just a political activist, one that is anti-America to half the country. And you're putting him during the halftime show, one of the most fucking American pastimes on earth, and going, oh, the racist white supremacist KKK people. Oh. I'm like, okay, Grok, would you say the original poster here is being purposely ignorant to these facts, trying to paint half the nation as just racist to fit their leftist partisan ideology? Wouldn't hiring Ted Nugent or Kid Rock to play be just as divisive to the other half of the nation that leans left? Do they really have cognitive dissonance to this level? Or are they arguing in bad faith knowingly, hence making them evil? I've been using Grok to lay waste to everyone lately. And this guy says the original post overlooks Bad Bunny's specific political activism, framing opposition as blanket racism tied to ethnicity rather than his extreme ideology, which aligns with partisan efforts to dismiss valid critiques. Hiring Ted Nugent or Kid Rock would indeed alienate the left. Yet the Super Bowl prioritizes unifying spectacle over provocation. But they're like, no, piss off half the country with this anti-ICE, anti-America, pro-communist Puerto Rican singer. Oh, it's because they're racist. Well, I mean, a lot of people don't. I'll be honest with you. A lot of people aren't into dudes in dresses, right? It's just like gay people aren't into like straight people and like watching them make out and all this stuff. So when someone's really pushing a lifestyle, right? It's not that they're anti that. They just feel like it's, it's such a niche community. It's less than 5% of the population on Earth. And it's over. Have you ever heard of underrepresentation? Now we're overrepresenting everything. Like if I was from Italy and I came to America, I would expect, based on the commercials and the movies, for the population to be like 70% Black. Wouldn't you? Like look at 70% Black and at least 40 to 50% gay. That's what I would think based on the overrepresentation of people. And then I know someone who came to America and was like, I don't understand. I thought it was going to be ass loads of Black people. And I'm like, unfortunately, because of abortion, the Black community has never been able to grow their numbers. It's a true statement. I think it's like 30 million abortions a year. Was it? It's from the Black community. And they've never been able to amplify themselves because of the normalization of abortion. I think it's sad. Some of them are really racist or just don't want the lyrics to be in Spanish. It shouldn't be in Spanish. America, America, we speak English here. America, America, it'd be nice to understand what you're saying. That's like singing in English at France's #1 pastime event for French patriotism. English only, fuck you France, fuck you French language, English, fuck the French, I'm singing in words you can't understand, fuck France. Like, they'd be like, what the fuck is this? Now, it makes sense if he was at the World Cup for the audience. But when the audience of the Super Bowl is majority American and the majority of Americans speak English, and he's like, learn Spanish, fuck America, I'm a communist and I hate America and I'm public about it. Fuck America, fuck them, they're colonizers, I fucking hate America, fuck you, America. And everyone's like, oh, it's because they're racist. And he's like, fuck you, America, fuck you. You colonized Puerto Rico. I fucking hate you, America. Fuck you. Oh, look how racist they are. What were you expecting? We expect him to be like, oh, he's so wonderful. The guy in the dress who's constantly telling Americans to fuck themselves and that they're colonizers and that they're evil. Yay, we're so glad he's playing. And then, oh, they're racist for not liking him. Do you think he said anything to make them like him? Help me out here. I'm trying to understand. People hate him because he's an anti-American communist who says that America are evil colonizers. He was chosen to sing at an American halftime show for Americans, the biggest event of the year in America for Americans. And he was like, hey, on top of the anti-ICE shit, on top of me saying fuck your country in the ass, I'm also going to say fuck your language too, you fucks. You learn my language, you fuck yourself. Oh, everyone's so racist that they reacted this way. Oh, clutch my pearls. Oh. What? That'd be like if Kid Rock was singing. He's like, fuck all liberals, fuck them in the ass. Fuck the LGBTQ community. Fuck every leftist here. Right in your asshole. Now I'm singing. Everyone would be like, pissed off about him. And that's why I'm saying it's either cognitive dissonance, where people are just so brainwashed they can't see it, or they're lying liars that know he's a communist. They know he has pushed anti-American sentiment. They know he has called America colonizers, that he doesn't want Puerto Rico to be part of America. And then he goes on Saturday Night Live and learn Spanish, you fucking Americans, you fucks, you colonizing fuckers. I hate America. Topple America. Destroy America. And then everyone's like, oh, it's because they're racist white supremacists that they don't accept him. When you piss people off that much, they're going to fucking dogpile you for anything. For wearing dresses, for being a soy boy. Like, that's what happens. When you literally sit there shaking your middle finger in someone's face saying, I hate your country. I hate everything you represent. But now I have been chosen to represent the most American pastime ever. The biggest fucking event in America was given to an anti-American communist. And then everyone's like, oh, they're such racist white supremacists. They should burn the American flag at the Super Bowl and shit on the Constitution. Actual turds to worship at the feet of this man who hates America. What the fuck? The ones complaining that are still going to watch the Super Bowl is why this keeps spreading. Like, dude, no one was mad when Shakira and J-Lo went and shook their asses. Did you hear anyone mad? All I saw was a bunch of dudes saying would. That was it. It was just a whole bunch of dudes saying would. W-O-U-L-D, still would. So they took Latinas times 2, slapped them up there, and they're like, coochie coochie, shaky shaky. And every guy was like, fuck yeah. And J-Lo's like, fuck this bitch. I want it to be all about me. And Shakira's like, fuck me, fuck you, bitch. I still look better. You have even more commies than 5 years ago. It's just, how do you argue or debate with people that argue in such bad faith, that pretend it's racism that's turned people hate this guy because he has been very vocal and open about how much he hates America. And then they take the communists, slap him on Saturday Night Live, and he's like, not only fuck America, fuck your language too, you fuckers. This is like the Soviet Union in the 80s sending some Russian to come coochie, shaky at our fucking Super Bowl. And they're like, fuck America, Mother Russia, better than you. Fuck America. That would never happen. Why is it happening today? Hypnotized by her coochie. Dude, they are hot. They're hot bitches. They're hot bitches. That's why, like, everyone was into it. Was there backlash about Shakira and JLo? Anyone? I did see a couple of people be like, man, those old bitches could have put some clothes on. And then all the dudes shut it down because they're like, fuck that, less clothes. Good morning, B. And that's what my whole problem about this Bad Bunny argument is, the gaslighting by people pretending that he hasn't been an anti-America communist this whole time. And then they're like, oh, well, they're just racist. No, they hate him because he's a commie scumbag that hates our country. That's awful. So I feel like if you are against communism and you watched the Super Bowl this year, you're just supporting it. Well, I'll tune out for the halftime show. You're still supporting the event that's putting a communist in the top spot of the entire fucking game. Like, make that make sense. Can you imagine doing that in the 80s? Our Super Bowl is supporting the Soviet Union and the fall of America. So what we're going to do is we're going to all gather around and support the Super Bowl doing that. I'll just tune out when the communist comes on and says death to America. But I'll support the rest of it. I'll give them all their money. That's what I'm going to do. So pretty much everyone in this situation is an idiot. I mean, do I put something on my face? Why do I feel like I shouldn't? Maybe I shouldn't. Let's see. I mean, I have eyeshadow out, but maybe I'll just do some eyeliner today, some mascara, and a little bit of moisturizer. Puerto Rico is still littered with commies. I like Puerto Rico just fine, but like, do you know of another country on earth that would hire someone who hates their country to sing at their event? Am I crazy? I need Jesus in my life. Kelly, fuck you. Fuck you. It's Christians like you that turn people away from God. You don't help Jesus at all. You're a judgmental jerk. You literally push people away from Jesus Christ. I believe Jesus died for my sins. But then you have Judgy McJudgertons in the name of God. It's not just them being an asshole. They do it in the name of Jesus. It's sick. And if you don't see that, I feel bad for you. I'm not trying to be a dick, but this was a dickhead thing to say. I've been saying fucking shit since I was 3 years old. It's how my mother talked. It was not corrected in me. It's there. And I'm not going to sit here suffering in my life to erase something that I don't even notice I'm saying, because I've been saying it since my most formative years. I was a fucking toddler. I just cannot take it when Christians weaponize Jesus against people and then push them away from God. You are literally working for Lucifer doing that. Someone has to tell you. So you can either do the Lord's work or you can do the devil's. It's a personal choice. And if you haven't thought of it that way, I hope I enlightened you. But that was a dick thing to say. It was not said with love or lack of judgment. It was just being an asshole. And that doesn't make you better than me. I could say fuck all day. At least I don't run around being an asshole to people. Hey, Samurai, I'm good. My husband's good. I sell Avon, by the way. AdrienneCurry.com right here if you guys would like to support me and shop in my Avon store. I'd love you for it. I'd love you for it. That's how I make a living. I sell Avon. That's what I do. I sell it. Oops. That's my replay. Man, for a very long time, I was not only atheist, I hated Christians because of people behaving that way. Because no one was meaner to me than Chris. You're going to burn in hell, harlot, whore, naked whore, burn in hell, naked whore, slut, slut. That was my life. That was my life. And I was like, what fucking awful people. And every day I would fight Christians on the internet. We're talking MySpace. Like, this is what I did is I fought Christians online because I was like, you guys are a bunch of fucking assholes. I found God on my own, and it was not by the help of any of these pricks who were constantly shitting all over me. I'm sorry, Dee Dee. I'm so sorry. Bible thumpers of the 80s almost killed Christianity with their self-anointed moral superiority. It reminds me of when Charlie Kirk was fighting that one asshole that was like super anti-gay. And he's like, Jesus said, love the sinner, hate the sin. And this guy's like, no, if you're gay, you can't be conservative and all this shit. And Charlie Kirk's like, get the fuck out of my event. Well, he didn't say that because he was like really nice. But that's essentially what he said. He's like, just leave. We'll see you later. But yeah, man, that is why, like, again, I came here to learn makeup and to judge you in the name of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, condemn her. I came here to learn makeup and condemn your soul under the name of Jesus Christ. You don't get to act self-righteous now and then say, God bless you. You're literally the Antichrist when it comes to spreading the gospel or the word of God. You don't get to act holier than thou when you're literally shitting on the teachings of Jesus Christ. You're literally shitting on the word of the living God, the man who sacrificed himself for us, just shitting all over him. And then you're like, I'm self-righteous. I came here to judge you in the name of God and weaponize Jesus against you. And I'm going to clutch my pearls that you even responded to that. You're going to go throughout your life weaponizing Jesus. And when you die and you go to heaven, you need to fall to your knees and you will have to look your Lord and Savior in the eye and be like, Jesus, I used you as a fucking sledgehammer over the heads of people I didn't agree with. That's what I did. I weaponized the most loving and amazing, fucking perfect being on earth. I weaponized you against my fellow man. That's what I did. There you go. You know, the Lord's name in vain is my mom's favorite thing. That is the one thing I've put all my focus on, is to try to not say GD. It is my mom's signature thing. It's like saying, oh, well, or like. Ask any of my friends. She says GD probably 3 million times a day. I've been hearing this since I was a toddler. I put all my effort in just that. Because I short circuit when I try to do everything else. Because you need to understand, when you're 3 years old and you say fuck and all the adults around you are like, ha, 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 it's so good. Yeah, she said fuck. Do you, that is, That's why I'm the way I am. And I'm okay with it. I'm not going to beat myself up. So a bunch of adults would laugh when I would say fuck. And now it's just become the fabric of my being and my language. I don't even realize when I'm saying it. You know? I don't even realize it. Did you guys see this? Really bothers me. Remember when they said illegal aliens can't vote? Illegals don't vote. They just arrest American citizens. They put you in handcuffs, they carry guns, and they get you. But they don't vote. They're just superintendents of your schools, and they have control of your children, non-Americans. That's, this is amazing. It's great. This guy carried a gun and put American citizens in handcuffs. That's crazy. This is actually crazy. How does this even happen? Do you think in Russia they have American police officers? France? Anyone? Italy? Do you think they have a whole bunch of fucking Russian police officers in Italy? Anybody? But it's fine. We love it here. Yeah. Why do we follow any laws? Why? I don't want to follow laws. Nobody fucking else follows any laws. Why do I? Why do they take my money? Why does my government steal my money and then give all the perks to non-Americans? Do you trust a non-American to do right by you? Now, imagine when the government issues orders, round up every American citizen and harm them in every way. The non-American citizen will be like, fuck yeah, I got you. Let's do it, because they're not assimilated. They don't have a connection to us. They're not even a citizen. This is insurrection. If you're employing illegal aliens as officers to arrest American citizens, this is an invasion of our country, and this is a complete insurrection against the U.S. government, period. End of story. Convince me otherwise. Change my mind. Someone change my mind. What made them think the police officer was an illegal? Probably him being illegal. Imagine an army or a police force full of non-American citizens, and the government's like, hurt and maim the citizens, harm all Americans. And they're like, yes, we fucking hate them anyway. This is crazy. It's not okay. This is what I put on this. I was like, oh, hey. Nothing to see here, guys. This is Agenda 2030. This is them toppling the United States and the United Kingdom into a third world nation through mass migration illegally. No democratic process for this, against the wishes of everyone in each country. They did not want a mass invasion, and our government allowed it to topple us into a third world nation so that we will be ushered into a one world government where their boots will be on our fucking necks. The biggest transfer of wealth ever in human history happened during COVID, where Walmart and Amazon, they're like, steal all their money. Only we're essential. Destroy all Americans. Everyone's like, oi, 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 yeah, destroy us, yeah. That's what happened. And everyone just cheered it on. Yay! Biggest transfer of wealth ever. All in preparation for Agenda 2030. We have cities that are in full insurrection of United States law. Full insurrection. They're insurrectionists. The governors saying, we will not allow the federal government to execute federal law passed by Congress and Senate. Fuck the United States. We do what we want. Insurrection. This is civil war. That's what it is. I don't want that. I would like to go back to where liberals and conservatives, independents and libertarians all got along and weren't psychopaths. But excusing this shit here, excusing police officers that are illegal is not okay. Allowing cultures into this country that treat women like fucking cattle, who marry 12-year-old girls, and then allowing them to infiltrate our politics. Look, the Middle East and the West, we don't mix. I'm Lebanese. We don't mix, but I'm a Western woman. Our ideologies do not mix. We don't coexist, all that fun shit, but together. And Islamic law says to take over politics and spread Islam. Then we're all like, keep your religion out of politics. Well, what do you think's happening in Michigan and stuff? I'm all for everyone's respective cultures, but that's not assimilating. That's not assimilating into Western culture. It's just not. They have prayer things going out at 5 a.m., waking everyone up, calls to prayer. That's not a simulation. That's called domination. Christians taking over Islamic countries would be problematic to them. You know that, right? It'd be problematic to them. They'd be like, this doesn't jive with our thing. This isn't our thing. And that would be the right to do it. That's their country. That's their nation. That's their ideals. That's their convictions. And that's their way. Cool. But when you come here, you have to assimilate to Western culture. And when they keep importing thousands, millions. So when all the people from Afghanistan were coming and they weren't even like checking them or anything. And I'm like, my cousin was a Marine. He's like, do you know their culture there? He's like, it's some fucking dark ass shit. A lot of shit with kids. It's bad. It's bad. And we're just like, come on, my baby. Come on, my darling. Bring all that bullshit here. Like, you have to make sure they're not doing that. You have to make sure they're not doing that. You don't just say, welcome people that love 12-year-old child brides and little boys in harems. You can't do that. And then they try to say you're racist if you're against men who treat women like cattle. Do you know they marry women at 12 years old? They pop her cherry. 3 months later, they just dump this child because they only wanted to pop her cherry. And then the whole village is like, stone her, destroy her, shame her. That's what they do. That is not a culture I want to live with. I'm sorry. That's not a culture that fucking assimilates here. Why do we pretend it will? Anyone? I'd love to hear someone's argument of why a culture that marries child brides and makes it okay for the guy to divorce a 12-year-old after 3 months and taking her virginity, and then for the brother and the father go, we must stone her to death, shame on her family, hurt and harm her, cattle, she is nothing and no one, she means nothing, she's not even human. And everyone's like, bring him in. That's what we want. Bring them in. There is a reason this is happening. Agenda 2030, topple the first world into the third world and then dominate all of mankind. There'll be nowhere to run. And Europe is almost there. Europe's almost completely toppled. Rapes of Western women, out of control. A culture who sees women with no value, none, as just fucking objects. Do you know where the term harem came from? It was during the Crusades. It's when Muslims would raid Christians, steal all their women, and start brothels of whorehouses, defiling them and raping them. It was harems full of Christians. That's what they did because they don't value women. So it's always these people that are like, oh, we care about women's rights, import all these men that don't have any value in you and will rape you and stone you to death and all this shit, treat you like cattle. Come on in. But women's rights, what is that? It bothers me. It bothers me because I'm a Western woman and I have the right to sit here and talk this smack because of the patriarchy of Western men protecting me. That's why feminism exists, because Western men allow it to. Feminism doesn't exist in the Middle East because Middle Eastern men do not allow it. Oh boy, do I piss off some of my girlfriends with that one. I'm like, can we at least be honest about this? Could we? I just like to be honest. And people aren't honest. Okay, right here. Oh, look, ICE kidnapped another U.S. citizen in Chicago. No warrant, no probable cause, just their daily constitutional violation. Why is this person ignoring that Bill Clinton passed laws that made due process unnecessary and expedited deportations? It's why Obama was able to deport so many people with no due process. But they're like, but Obama did it. And we worship him. The media told me to worship him like a deity. And he did way worse things than Trump. And we love it. We love that he did it. He's so good. He's so amazing. He says beautiful words. So we support that completely. And because Donald Trump is orange and his mouth looks like an actual butthole that's very puckered, what he did was bad and wrong. But what Obama did was so good. What? I voted for Obama twice. I loved how many people he was deporting. I was like, good, this is great. So, where's my thing? Where is it? Hey, Grok, can you inform our friend here of how many detainments of legal American citizens happened under Obama during his record deportation run? See, people seem to magically pretend it never happened because the media ran cover for him pushing celebrity worship as opposed to exposing what he really did with immigration and ICE. Now everyone pretends Trump is far worse and the hypocrisy is mind-boggling. Is it very hard to take any of these people seriously, especially since Obama skipped due process for upwards of 80% of his deportations thanks to Bill Clinton? Under Obama, this is Grok, ICE's Secure Communities program expanded aggressively, resulted in hundreds of U.S. citizens being mistakenly detained due to a flawed data sharing with local police, as reported by NPR and NBC in 2011 and 2012. Exact figures are incomplete, but GAO audits confirm ongoing errors, with at least dozens released after proving citizenship amid over 3 million total removals. Mistakes persist across administrations, amplified by volume, but media scrutiny varied sharply by president. Hypocrisy and outrage is real. Focus on systematic fixes over partisanship. And here's my favorite thing. It is my absolute favorite thing. Hey, Grok. What man was detained the longest under Obama that turned out to be a U.S. citizen? And how many years was he falsely detained? isn't it hilarious how none of these people cared at all when he did it because the TV didn't tell him to? Here we go. Davino Watson, a U.S. citizen born in Jamaica to a naturalized father, was detained by ICE for 1,273 days. For over 3 years, he was falsely imprisoned by President Obama, starting in May 2008. With the bulk under Obama, as he fought to prove his citizenship amid bureaucratic errors. Media scrutiny was minimal then. Unlike today's amplified cases, selective outrage often follows the narrative script. Not consistent principles. Accountability demands scrutiny across all administrations, regardless of who's in the Oval Office. So I was like, basically, all these partisan hacks trying to engage people have selective morality and principles and should be shunned from polite conversation as they all argue in bad faith. Do you believe they're all brainwashed and can't see it, or do you believe they know how manipulative they are? And Grok was like, oh, we have to talk about them. And I was like, but dude, even when they're presented with facts, they double down and start calling you a racist, white supremacist, KKK, transphobe, homophobe with facts. That's the problem. I voted for Obama twice, but the fact that people are ignoring that he kept someone in prison for almost 4 years falsely. A U.S. citizen. And everyone's like, Donald Trump is evil. No kings. Oh my God, it's Trump. Oh, I love Obama. And even Obama's going out there, Trump's real bad. Barack Obama, who falsely imprisoned a man for almost 4 years, a U.S. citizen against his will, harming him in every way. I, Barack Obama, condemn Trump for doing far less than what I ever did. He's a bad orange man with a butthole for a mouth. It's the Game of Thrones. I don't trust any of them. But to see this level of just lies, and the cover people had ran for Obama, who deported way more people, who falsely imprisoned way more people. And everyone's like, oh, but he was so good. He had the correct skin color. I'm like, dude. And then the whole no due process. Bill Clinton made sure there was no due process. And Barack Obama took advantage of that, deporting 80% of the 3 million people Barack Obama deported were expedited with no due process. And everyone's like, but it was good because he's black. Yay! And I'm like, what? And you can't even reason with these people because you tell them the truth and they're like, well, you're a white supremacist. You tell them all these facts and they're like, oh yeah, well, fuck you. You're an old bitch and you're ugly now and you're not even pretty anymore, you fuck. And I'm like, but what does that, how is that countering the laws Bill Clinton passed to expedite deportations, the laws Bill Clinton passed that Barack Obama took advantage of and deported 3 million people, earning him the title Deporter in Chief, expediting 80% of those 3 million deportations with zero due process. And everyone's like, oh, but he's like God. He's like Jesus himself, and we love him so much. He makes what Trump is doing now look like child's play. And everyone's like, Trump is a king, a dictator, a fascist for doing 10% of what Obama did. What it is people like to be lied to. They want the media to lie to them and pat them on the head and tell them everything's fine. That's all it is the media loved Obama, so they ran cover for him. It's insane. I'm not conservative. Far left progressives will call me conservative. I'm like a 90s liberal. That's it. But 90s liberal is now considered like KKK, far right-wing extremist, Proud Boy, insurrection, like homophobic, transphobic. I'm just sitting here like, what? No, none of these things. And everyone's like, well, under Obama, did ICE do all this stuff? I'm like, the media wasn't telling you that ICE was Obama's brown shirts. ICE was raiding everyone and deporting everyone over under Obama. 3 million people. They were raiding children. Obama built the cages for children and put them in it. Like that was all happening. And everyone was like, but it's good. It's good. And what I learned is facts don't matter when you have two tribalists, right or left. And I recognize that the left has institutional power through media, Hollywood, and academia, and blame that on the right for being weak little bitches. They allowed it all to happen. All of it. They allowed it to happen. The right wing is a bunch of pussies. Sorry, I'm talking about the politicians. Just actual vaginas. But both sides are like so blind to the truth of anything. It's insane. At least we can have a conversation. You listen to both sides. 100%. I listened to both sides. I was a lifelong Democrat. And because I'm not a bigot, stupid asshole, when people presented me with facts about Obama that I didn't know, I wasn't like, no, you're fat and stupid and ugly and old. I didn't do that. I was like, I'm going to look this up. There's no way Obama did this. And then I looked it up. And I was like, wow, Obama used our media as political propaganda to cover his bullshit. And I voted for him twice. Like, I'm open to being incorrect. I'm open to facts from either side. I think tribalists on either side are stupid. I do. Like, I can't stand the Trump voters. If you say, hey, I don't like Trump did this, trust the plan, you're anti-MAGA, fuck you completely. I'm like, what are you, in a cult? This man isn't Jesus Christ. I mean, hell, he recently was like, basically, I'm going to go to hell. He was saying that he wasn't going to go to heaven. So I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't just blindly trust people. They went so far left, even old school liberals are now far right. That's the issue. Bill Maher, he can't see it. He can't, and all these right wingers would get mad at me because I've followed Bill Maher this whole time. My husband did voiceover. His first gig in voiceover was announcing the new season of Real Time for Bill Maher. And I was excited. He's a smug asshole, but I like half his takes. Because I'm not a bigot asshole. I can listen to people I don't agree with, except for The View. They all talk at the same time and they're fucking mean. And I don't want to listen to them. I don't want to listen to them. I'm sorry. But it's like people are like, I can't even talk to a leftist. Like, my best friend is definitely far left leaning socialist, but I can put myself in her shoes. And because she has a government job, I understand why she's a woman, and women, we have suicidal empathy and compassion. It's why I would give up my right to vote, because I think that women's compassion and empathy are weaponized against them to get them to vote against themselves. I do. And it sucks, but it's true. Dude, my skin looks amazing. All I did was put skincare on this morning, and I'm just sitting here like, maybe I'm just going to put mascara on. I actually feel pretty good. But, and I tell her, because she has these views of this perfect utopia of, helping criminals, helping drug addicts, stuff like that. And look, I'm from a place where if you're a criminal, first you serve your sentence, and a real one, not this coddled bullshit that we have going on now. And you can be redeemed, and a drug addict can be redeemed. But you don't allow drug addicts to shoot up drugs in the streets and shit like in California. You have to shun them from civilization, dump them in the woods. That's what the show Intervention is about, is you cut them off completely from your life, from polite society, from your familial unit. You're like, until you get sober, you are excommunicado. Like, get the fuck out of here. It's the only way. My own friends started doing that to me in my teens, and that's when I cleaned up off heroin. They were like, get the fuck away from us. Are you looking outside? What's out there? Luna, you gonna get him? Who is it? Who's out there? Let me check it out. Let me see. Is anyone there? You get him. Get him, Luna, get him. Get him, Luna, get him. Let me see if I can get her to bark. You get him. Get him, Luna. Who is it? Get him, Luna. Luna, get him. Who is it? Get him, Luna. Get him. Get him, Luna. She usually barks. She's being a butt. You being a butthole? Come here. You're so good. She said there's nobody there, Mom. You can't fool me. I like Bill Maher, even though I don't agree with everything he says, but he has common sense for the most part, is willing to hear both sides. Yes. Yes, talk to each other with respect while we disagree. I will not sign on to this tribalist insanity of writing someone off because I don't agree with everything they say. That's how civil war happens, dude. I have to be hopeful, even if it's a fool's hope. This is like the One Ring. The quest is on the edge of a knife. Stray but a little to the ruin of all. Like, that is how I feel right now. It makes me crazy. I am not like a true conservative. And sometimes they're like, oh, every school should have prayer and I'm like, schools that are religious should have prayer. But there should be the option of schools where people who aren't religious don't get prayer shoved down their throats. As someone who is an atheist, that's not how you convert people. Forced worship is not how you do it. It's not how you fucking do it. Let me share a story with you while I put some multi-peptide eye primer on. So I was at my in-laws' house, and this is when I was a full-blown atheist. And everyone joined hands to pray. And I was so offended. I did not want to be forced to pray. I didn't. But then I was like, this is their house. I guess I have to do this. I'm not going to make a stink. But I mean, it made me angry. Now, fast forward. My mother-in-law is like an angel. She is like an angel on earth, the sweetest woman you ever will meet in your life. And at Thanksgiving, before I found God, she's like, time to pray, and wanted to grab her hands and shit. And I was like, this is my fucking house. Like, I didn't say anything, but I was like, so fucking angry. I was so fucking angry. And I'm like, this is my shit. And I'm being forced into this. And I told my husband, he's like, it's not a big deal. I'm like, but it is to me. I'm pissed. I don't want to be forced to worship a God I don't fucking believe in. Now, my journey finding God was on my own. And I did find God, but it wasn't through forced worship. It was through a period of 72 days alone in the wilderness, with my husband surviving in the North Woods of Maine, getting his certification as an outdoor survivalist, and looking at our Milky Way. Not all schools. Keep religion out of schools unless the school has a vote democratically, like we would like to be a school under God. And the community goes, yes, we want our public school to be a school under God. It's that easy. It's that easy. Talking points and dull-minded rhetoric from either side of the political spectrum is a bore. Boy, has it made life just a shit soup. I am really proud. Like, people who shop in my Avon store, I email with people all day. I have what is considered far leftists that buy from me. I have old school liberals that buy from me. I have badass conservatives that buy from me. I have like true anarchists that hate government and think it should dissolve, who never vote and stuff, that order from me. And I'm proud of this. And I have conversations with my customers. Some of you are here and have emailed me, and we email back and forth. And if any of you are brave enough to be like, hey, I'm that far leftist you've been talking to, you drop that. I'm not calling you out. But I'm like, this is how life should be. Like, everyone says this isn't America. No, this is tolerating other people's views, respecting one another, but having at least enough in common where you're not fucking insane. Like, if I got a time machine, went back in time and told Democrats in the year 2006 that we'd be advocating for child puberty blockers, the same drugs that we give to rapists and pedophiles in prisons and stuff, they would be appalled. I don't know what's happened. But pedophilia, communism, Islam, sociopathy, schizophrenia, etc. are defects of the human brain. Yes, I have friends on both sides and we still love each other and respect each other. But it's like, I don't know these kids today who raised them, but I think they send them to a communist daycare center, which is college, and their brains just get rattled. For some reason, parents are like, here's your iPad, here's your social media, get brainwashed to be so bigoted and so extreme that you can't consider other people exist with differing viewpoints. I mean, I feel like parents really dropped the ball there. I got ostracized from my own friend group because they started talking all this shit about Republicans in Hollywood. And I was like, dude, that's fucking terrible. Like, lumping everyone into a group and being this awful and saying these terrible fucking things about them makes you a bad person, not them. Try having your mom become a Jehovah's Witness when you were 10 and then be forced to go door to door to preach the good news, believe in a higher power God, organized religion, not so much. Steve, I get it. My grandma always reached out to me to try to get me to come back to God with love, patience. I'm so grateful to her. I'm just so grateful to her. Truly. If it wasn't for my grandma, Lord knows where I would be. Everyone needs to be vaccinated. Here's the irony. The people obsessed with being vaccinated. The people obsessed with being vaccinated are the same ones that are okay with our borders being open, pouring in a whole bunch of unvaccinated people. You mentioned something about the Milky Way, starry night sky in Maine. Not Maine, Montana. I'm curious about what happened next. Okay, I'll tell you what happened next. This is, I guess it's called my testimony. If you don't believe in God, my husband is agnostic. I am not shoving my religion down your throat at all. I'm simply sharing my experience. I am so sensitive to people shoving their religions down other people's throats because I used to be an angry atheist. So I want you to understand, I am not getting preachy and I'm not telling you what to do. Someone has asked me a question and I'm going to answer it. I'm also going to put just the tiniest bit of eyeshadow on. So I was here in my house during 2020. I woke up when the riots happened for George Floyd, and they're like, Christians can't worship in church, but make sure you take to the streets nonstop protesting. If you protest for social justice and pretend that police officers constantly attack and harm Black people, even though statistics prove it's wrong, if you do that, COVID goes and it flies over your head. It's magic Harry Potter spells. You're protected, but fuck Christians and Jews. They're not allowed to worship in temples. They can't even do it outside, but you can go to Walmart and Home Depot. I was sitting here as an atheist and I'm like, what the fuck? I would rather a bunch of Jews go worship God and a bunch of Christians go worship God than all these assholes be in the streets starting fires and killing people. Are that what? What do you mean that COVID doesn't spread in riots, but it would spread if you praise Jesus doing the same thing outside? Like, Do you think I'm an idiot? Before you knew it, I was defending Christians, me as an atheist. And anyone who knows me, maybe some of you guys were here in 2020 when this happened, and you knew me for years being super anti-Christian, Mrs. Flying Spaghetti Monster. And then all of a sudden you saw me defending Christians and Jews' rights to worship over a bunch of riots in the fucking streets for 6 months. I was like, hell is frozen over, clearly. Who knows what's happening anymore? The fact that I'm doing this, but I'm going to do it. I was here. Hey, Bonnie, that's my old school. I'm going to do it because this is wrong. And the show of strength and character is when you will defend the people that you're not for and you're not on their team when atrocities are happening to them. So I was like, no, dude. I remember when your husband was gone. Yay. Yay. Yeah. So I started standing up for Christians and fighting. And I was like, no, I am not Christian. And at the time, I fucking hate God, but this is evil. Then I really woke up to there was a great evil happening in the world. And I was like, Christians are being persecuted. I'm seeing it. I don't even like Christians. And I'm watching it happen. And I'm supposed to. So I start saying, and everyone's like, white people and Christians. I can't believe you're defending them. You suck. So my own friends start turning on me. And I'm like, no, motherfuckers. This is about right and wrong. And these people that I don't agree with and the things that they do that I don't agree with have every fucking right to do them over a bunch of rioting assholes in the streets. No, I am not going to back down. And I'm firmly going to put my foot here. And that's when I started recognizing there was a spiritual battle. And I was alone on this mountain, but that was a few years later. So as I'm fighting this fight, and I'm watching, it's almost like being in the Matrix and everyone's turning into an agent all around you because they recognize you're the glitch in the Matrix, that you're not a zombie going on with their narrative, that you're not attacking the people you're told to attack, ostracizing, shunning, and persecuting them, even though technically you should be because you're against them. But I was like, fuck no, I'm not doing this because this is, like when slavery was going on and you're like, would I have been against slavery? That's when I recognized I would have pushed against it because I'm willing to push against this, even though it's for people that I don't align with. And I'm going to fucking do this, dude. And I'm not going to shut up. Fuck you. So I just started rattling off. I started losing friends left and right. They started calling me a far right extremist. And I was like, I'm an atheist. I'm a lifelong Democrat. What are you talking about? And that's when I realized there's a great brainwashing, a great veil pulled over the eyes of millions upon millions of people who are practicing evil and they don't see it, right? Preacher's kid here is required to be in church Sunday morning, Sunday night, and Wednesday night, and any other church activities during the week. I don't go to church anymore as an adult, but I'm a firm believer in God and have a relationship with him. I go to church online. So I have 2 years, essentially, or was it a year and a half, of fighting a fight for people whose side I'm not on, of losing friends, being gaslighted by everyone. Christians aren't being persecuted. I'd show them evidence. And it was almost like the Truman Show when everyone's an actor around you and he's like, something's wrong with this place. They're like, whatever do you mean? It's all fine. And I was like, oh my God. Like something's wrong with people. Something's wrong with humanity. This is a spiritual battle between good and evil. Then I started thinking, what is good and evil? If Satan did have power or evil in itself, how would it look? It would look just like this. The pathway to hell is paved with good intentions. So you have all these people like Drag Queen Story Hour for 3-year-olds. I love drag queens. They are inappropriate for children. It's all about sexual innuendo and dark fucking adult humor that has no place for kids. That's like sitting your kid in front of fucking MTV's Teen Mom when they're 3 years old. It's inappropriate. No, you're anti-gay. No, I have a brain that functions. I've been to enough drag shows to know it is comical, dark, adult humor at bars with alcohol. 21 and older, baby, not for children. And then I got pushback on that. And I'm like, this is fucking crazy. Like, what is happening? So eventually, I was like, well, what side do I want to be on? These people think they're doing right and they're advocating for the rights of trans children. There's only children. No kid knows who they are or what they're going to be. They're too fucking young. Their brains aren't developed. They're little children. That's insane. And I knew it was insane. Even though I was like, live and let live, people, you do your thing, you know? Then I had to recognize as someone who fought really hard for the gay rights and to their right to be married and all this shit. It wasn't the gay community. It was the political community that was like, oh, well, we lost that. Well, we have to make up all this new shit. Every year it has to be a new grievance and a new people and a new oppression. And I'm like, this is never going to end. This is never going to end. They just keep making shit up. Like, this is crazy. So then all of a sudden I'm on this spiritual journey and I'm like, I don't want to be on the side of evil. I donated to Planned Parenthood before. I gave them my money. I thought I was doing good. And then I look into Margaret Sanger and why Planned Parenthood is there. And I'm like, wait a minute. People say America can't be forgiven because they had slavery before. But Planned Parenthood could be forgiven for wanting to eradicate poor white trash, black and brown people? Oh, but now they're good. Keep aborting all those black babies. We wouldn't be in a population decline if we haven't normalized abortion to this point. There would be no population decline. The black community would have grown past, what are they, 12% of the population? They haven't grown at all. It's something like 30 million black babies are aborted every year. That's insane. That's crazy. That's so many people. I donated to them. And I'm like, I donated to an organization whose sole purpose in the beginning was to eradicate brown people and poor white trash. I'm poor white trash. Where I was raised so. Like, no. Absolutely no. And I was outside. My husband was gone. And with the naked eye, we live in almost like class 1 dark skies here, in between class 2 and 1, which means with no light adjustment, you can look up and see a great tendril of our Milky Way through the sky. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, cities and lights, we blot out the truth of the universe. No one can see what I'm seeing now. And it keeps everyone worshiping themselves, obsessed with themselves, because they can't think outside of their own selfish lives, because they can't look up to the night sky and see God's work. And then I'm like, God's work, I'm not supposed to believe in God. And I crashed to my knees. And that's when I knew what a fucking idiot I had been to think that this was all a mistake, some accident. The intricacy of just a leaf from a tree, the perfection of that creation, or an insect, or even me. A lodgepole pine, a ponderosa pine. Go look at one and take yourself out of taking a tree for granted and really look at how fucking miraculous it is. And I'm like, all of this is a mistake? What a fucking idiot I am. And then I found God again. And that is where I am now. That is how I became a hateful atheist that could not stand Christians, but I still can't stand those asshole Christians, as you guys saw earlier. I can't stand them. They're assholes. You guys know I'm right. They're complete dicks. But that is how I found God. And that is how I knew we were in a spiritual battle. And that if I was Satan and I was going to come back to this world, it would be as the internet and AI and all of that. That's how I would do it. If I was Satan, I would say I'm Planned Parenthood and that I'm just healthcare for women, and I would eradicate the Black community and poor white trash, and I would make sure the Black community could never grow and would stay stale and stagnant, you know? How did I tell your husband? Well, he came home and I told him, and he said he would support me and he would go to church with me. Unfortunately, my stalkers online sent all my nude photos to the churches I was considering and to the people that they could find there. So I didn't go. I just go online. It's very uncomfortable knowing, like, you know, people's husbands and stuff got sent naked Playboy photos of me and then like go sit there. That, you know, that gets burned in their brains. But the people who I thought were my side, the hatred they have for me now is unbelievable. I have been doxxed. I have been stalked. AI on Google claims that I told Black people to go back to Africa. That's what it says. It says that I said that. Insane. If I didn't know me and I read what Google AI says I am and things that I said, I would hate me and think I'm an awful racist piece of shit. The attack on my life since this all happened has been insane. And I tell people, I'm like, if I was rich, maybe it would not bother me so much, but I'm not a rich person. I just sell Avon. By the way, AdrianCurry.com if you'd like to make me your Avon lady. Like, I have security threats and I don't have the means to protect myself the way rich people do. You can say church can accept people unconditionally, but I know that if my husband was sent hot nudes of the chick that's going to sit next to him in a pew in a church, I know men are going to think of that. I don't think it's fair to the women. That's how I feel. I'm very sensitive to that. I regret having done Playboy, and I understand that people can be sweet and kind to me, but that I can't erase human nature, and to pretend that no guy is going to think of my tits and ass after they had been exposed to it while I'm sitting next to them in church is bullshit. It's bullshit. AI is nothing more than a compilation of all the BS ever put in the digital space. It's not intelligent. I agree. I'm rich in followers and we know better. Look, I am very grateful for people, but I never thought in a million years that standing up to my own loved ones because what they were doing was wrong would blow back in my face like this. I had no idea. So that's my journey to God. And I think that I had to be torn to shreds. I was laying on this floor right here where the dog is with my face in the carpet, weeping because of how much my friends turned on me. I realized that if this was like medieval times, they'd be like, she's a witch, burn her, kill her, we'll watch it, murder her, yes. Like that's how they would have been to me. People I loved would be like, murder her in front of us because she went against our cult. And I know there's cults on both sides. The only issue is the left cult is in control of all social media, all the media, all of Hollywood. So they have more power. I think it needs to be equal. Equal. Because when one side gets all this power, this is what happens. And it's not fucking good. Okay? And that's my story. That's my story. I think I'm going to use this really light color all over my lid. And it really is that simple. And I never push God on my husband. If my husband's ever going to find God, he's going to do it on his own. My sweet husband, who's named after 2 apostles, 2 of them. My amazing, sweet husband, who I want to find God. But here's the thing. I know my husband's a good man and he serves good. I know he's a good man and he serves good. Then I have to worry all the time because I am a cancer to everyone in my life now. These people attack my friends, my family, my husband. They try to destroy my life and everyone around me. Some days I feel like I'm just trying to keep my head above water. And it's all because I pointed out the hypocrisy of my own side. It's all because I told them what you're doing is wrong. And I thought that's what friends are supposed to do, is when you're fucking up and you're doing something that's rotten. I thought your friends were supposed to be like, yo, no. You can't do that. Like, that's what I thought friends do. But apparently, everyone just wants a bunch of yes men. That's it. That's all they want. A bunch of fucking boring yes men that say and do the same things that they say and do so everyone can perpetually suck each other's anus with their boring life. No differences in opinions, just an echo chamber. And what's really creepy is if you really want to pinpoint when the true journey of all of this happened to me, it was 2016. I didn't like Donald Trump at all, and he won the election. And I recognized watching CNN, I'm like, man, they're really fear-mongering. Like, this is no way to live. Just watch. Like, they haven't taken the loss like adults. Like, they're just starting to have temper tantrums and act like psychopaths about it. And I don't want to watch this anymore. And I shut it off. And then I watched everyone around me develop, I guess it's TDS, and just become real fucking crazy about it. And it was very eerie. So I just put eyeliner in my corners and I'm just kind of blending it out. That's all. Your past friends are like part of a cult. Be with them or they turn against you. Not sure if it's political. It's MK Ultra. It's brainwashing from political propaganda. That's what I believe. They never were true friends. No, I actually think they've been harmed through MK Ultra. I believe they're victims because I used to be one. And I'll let me prove to you how I know I was brainwashed. The Very Fine People hoax, which I never believed was a hoax. I thought Donald Trump was praising white supremacists. I had seen the clip 1,000 times on MSNBC, ABC, CNN. They're like, look at how bad he is. Look at this terrible thing he said. And I was like, wow, what a fucking dick. And I was talking to my cousin, who happens to be gay and who voted for Donald Trump. And I thought that was kind of weird. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't like, he's racist, man. And my cousin's like, I'm going to send you a video. Could you watch this for me? Could you actually watch the video of Donald Trump saying these things? I'm like, well, I've seen it before. He's like, I know. I just want you to watch this video. So what's he do? He sends me the unedited version of what Donald Trump really said. And I'm not lying about this at all. 100%, this is how it went down. I was sitting here at my desk And I play the video and I see the unedited version where he condemns white supremacists. I had never seen it before. And it started cracking my mind. I probably watched it. I'm not kidding. Like, I'm getting chills. Look at this. Those are real chills on my arms. I've watched it maybe 20 times in a row. And the narrative of my life, realizing, because I had worked in post-production, editing videos to make people look bad in reality TV. And when I saw that's what they did, they edited a video, a live speech, took segments out of it to make him look bad. I started to like mentally break because I had to then question everything. If they lied to me about that, it must be so I fell down this hole. I was not okay. Probably from like 2020 to 2022, I wasn't okay. I felt like my entire worldview, everything that I thought was true, was shattering and falling down in pieces all around me. I was not fucking okay. Because once you accept the truth that you're lied to, and look, I 100% believe that if the right-wingers had taken control of colleges, Hollywood, media, they would have done the same shit. That's why you need balance. That's why you need a media that actually calls them out and isn't a propaganda machine. Because you can't convince me that the other side wouldn't have done the same thing. But it like hurt my brain. It hurt my entire soul to break out of what I can only tell you, it had to have been brainwashing. It had to have been brainwashing. I don't know how else to describe physical pain, actual physical pain, to accept that I had believed something that wasn't true. And then the fear. And then sitting here, I used to think Alex Jones was a joke. But once you shatter something like that, I look at him with such sympathy and compassion. Because I'm like, of course he believes everything's a false flag and a lie. When you finally expose just how much they manipulate and lie, why would you ever believe anything they ever say again? You'd be a fool to. Like, that guy's seen so deep into the fucking matrix that it's like broken his brain, and understandably so. Why would you ever fucking believe that? I totally remember you going through that. So proud of you and how you handled yourself and your honesty. I'm not proud of how I reacted for the first 2 years. I was fucking angry. I was so angry. I was angry at my own side for rejecting me and treating me the way they did. I was furious that, okay, it felt like Planet of the Apes when he sees his friends, but they're all lobotomized. And he's like, don't you recognize me? Hello. And they're just like, that's what it felt like. Like I woke up from the Matrix and I was just surrounded by people who were plugged in. And it mentally like hurt my brain. Do you guys kind of see all my little blending I did here? I literally just have a flesh colored almost eyeshadow and just blended out a little bit of eyeliner. That's it. When I learned the truth about the powers that be back in 2018, I felt that everything was a lie. President LBJ started it back in 1964. That's what I'm telling you. There's something that the communists say, you know, to the winners goes the history. History is written by the winners. And now I question everything at the realization that, when people are like, oh, we're taught history and it's wrong. And it's like, but we are. But we are. I remember when that kid, the Covington kid or whatever, was in that Native American guy's face. And I was like, oh, he's so awful. And one of my conservative friends was like, what, can you tell me what he did that was awful? And I was like, well, look, just look at his face. And they're like, you've never made a smug face at someone before? And that's when I realized, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like criminalizing a kid for having a smug face to some guy standing in his face pounding on a drum. Then it comes out later that not only is he underage and the media had smeared him everywhere, but the media had lied about who the aggressor was. It was the Native American guy that got in this little child's face and started fucking with him. And then the media smeared a child to push a narrative. And because they lied so badly, that kid won in court. And isn't he worth like $100 million now? They had to pay him so much money because he was an underage kid. And they like doxed him and lied about him so badly that he won and just took all their money, which I'm like, good. I ripped out half my eyelashes here. Please don't judge them. We went through it together. I was so thankful for you because I knew that I wasn't crazy. Glad we broke out of the matrix together. When you break out of the matrix, it's kind of like, what's his name? Cypher? The guy that wants to go back into the matrix because being out of it sucks ass. It does. It's nice to be awake and know the truth, but it also sucks ass. It was way more comfortable before, I won't lie. History will be kind to me, for I intend to write it. Winston Churchill. There you go. And now I question everything. And when people are like, how could you question World War II or World War I or all this stuff? I'm like, because of how much they've lied about everything else. When people are like, those people that think we haven't landed on the moon, I'm like, you put it past the U.S. government to recognize the Soviets were ahead of them? You don't think we would have lied and manipulated and pulled a psyop on the world to pretend that we landed first just to stick it to the Russians? Boy, do I fucking believe that. I believe that I don't know if we have. That it's okay to question such things because of how much, like, look at how Vietnam War started. This is my Love at First Lash microfiber mascara, by the way. I have way more eyelashes on this side because I did not rip them out of my head. Whoops. I did not rip these out of my head. So my eye looks way better over here. Man, I wish I didn't rub my eyes so much in my sleep. Wait until you see the difference between my eyelashes. You guys are going to laugh. Your girl did a number on herself. That's for sure. I'm not going to put too much on here. I don't want the differences to stick out. There's like a huge hole in my upper eyelashes right here. It's just this massive fucking hole with no eyelashes in it. That is so funny. Maybe I could put a little mascara on some of these, make them look longer. I can't save it. I did it. It's done. Whatever. I'm reconsidering all those conspiracy theories all the way back. Apollo 13 kind of stands out as true to me, though. Who knows? After seeing the Very Fine People hoax, after realizing that I had believed he said that shit for that long, the way my brain wanted to not, it's almost like my brain didn't want to see what I saw. So I had to keep watching it over and over until whatever was like planted in there finally snapped. And I'm like, I've been lied to. But it took watching and rewatching and rewatching and rewatching the video with the edited out parts. Your eyelashes look black metal. Super Shock mascara. put a little bit on. Wars for profit, pretty sure they became a thing. I think after World War II it did. And right now, I think both Democrats and Republicans have made deals with China and everywhere else to topple the Western world and have a one world government. Trudeau, all those guys, they want that one world government because they see it works so well for China to have its people in an iron grip, to have that level of control. And I believe both Republicans and Democrats want that for us. That's what I believe. A little vitamin C illuminating primer. I really like this light look I've done today. It's kind of fun. Boy, we got deep as fuck today. What happened, guys? Why did this happen? It's nice to see so many fellow liberals here that are awake with me. And that's why, like, when everyone's like, oh, welcome to the conservative party, I'm like, no, I will never join anyone again. I am never going to be on any side ever. I will always prefer whoever both sides tell me to hate. But even then, I'm not trusting them either because I can't, because only a fool would fucking go trust someone after everything I've just been through. Only an idiot. And I don't want to be an idiot no more. That's nice, isn't it? I like it. A very light, polished look today. Good morning. He watched a little girl undress at his pageant narrative. I finally had to go back and watch that clip on Stern, and that's not what he said at all. Vinny, I heard that clip too. It's unbelievable how much they lie about this guy. Now, I have a friend who used to be morbidly obese, and she's like, I hate Donald Trump because he called Rosie O'Donnell a fat pig. And he always talks about fat people and fuck him. I'm like, that's a valid reason. You cannot like him because he totally called her fat. So I get that. But when people are like, I hate him because of the fine people thing, I'm like, that's not true though. And I had to realize that most of my worldviews were not true. And it hurt my brain. It hurt my brain. I realized that they're trying to decline our population through abortions. I realize that we're in population decline because of abortions, that my generation's going to suffer. There aren't enough children to replace everyone that's operating nursing homes and shit. We're going to be fucked. And it's because everyone aborted their kids in the tens of millions. The tens of millions. And then someone's like, it's child sacrifice. And I had to think about it. I have so many friends that aborted their babies. Not one of them were raped. Not one. I had one friend that treated abortion like birth control, and she eventually hanged herself. And she told me before it happened that she couldn't live with herself. I'm not going to get emotional right now. This was a long time ago. We were teenagers. Yep. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is my dog that I electrocute to keep on stream. She's not allowed to go anywhere, but be right there for hours upon hours. I've been doing this for almost 2 hours. She's been there the whole time. It's a lie. She goes wherever she wants. This chat group kicks ass, baby. It's just a bunch of old people. That's what we are. We're a bunch of old people that are tired of the bullshit. That's all. She is a cute pupper. She's my baby. The transing kids is anti-gay. I 100% believe someone who doesn't like gay people was like, what we need to do is attack all the lesbians and effeminate gay boys when they're young. And we need to transition in them. I think they do that in Iran, where they force gay people to transition. I truly believe it's an attack on the gay community. I 100% do. And then when people are like, oh, well, it's because everyone was just too scared to tell you that they were transmissioning back in the day. And I'm like, me and all my friends went to Rocky Horror Picture Show all the time. My best friend was a drag queen named Sativa Hayes. We threw hot dogs. We had newspapers over our heads. We know every fucking lyric to Rocky Horror Picture Show, but we weren't a safe place for anyone to tell us that they were a transmission at all. Right? My group of gays were the scary people who wouldn't accept. No, it wasn't a thing. There was like just a couple of people on this earth, and it's always been that way. It's insane. Autistic girls, yeah. Bring back the lesbians, man. They're okay. Guys, what a deep show we've had today. I sell Avon. I'm an Avon lady. AdrienneCurry.com is how you shop with me. I would like to tell everyone that does make me their Avon lady, or who have made me your Avon lady, how much I appreciate you. It's how I make a living. Have I watched a new Tron yet? I have no desire to see it. Everyone told me it was actual shit, and I can't stand Jared Leto, and I've hated him since I was a kid, and everyone's like, my so-called life. I'm like, I don't like him. That's just been me. I've just never liked him. Ever. And I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not knocking Nine Inch Nails. I'm sure anything they did was great. But I don't like Jared Leto. I don't like watching him. I didn't like My So-Called Life. I didn't like Morpheus. I didn't like him as the Joker. My friend forced me to go. Is it 30 Minutes to Mars? It was like his concert. She had tickets. I did not want to go. And she made me go. And all his songs are, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Like that's all he does. And he's like, look at me, 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 me. And I'm like, this is the worst concert I've ever been to. He is a great performer, but he doesn't sing anything other than oh, oh, oh. And he just runs around like me, me, me. I was like, I can't believe I'm here. I'm here because you're one of my best friends, and that's it. This is fucking terrible. She kept looking over at me, and she's like, do you know what you remind me of? I'm like, what? She's like, remember in the Addams Family when all the kids were like singing on stage, and it pans to the Addams Family, and Gomez and Morticia were like, she's like, that's you. She's like, can you just pretend you're having fun? I'm like, what do you want me to do? Like, bring me to a fucking Chris Cornell concert. Not Jared Leto. I mean, I've consistently disliked this man since I was 12. And then you forced me to go here because you have a ticket and no one else can go. And I'm here because I love you. Fucking not. I can't stand him. But that's all he's saying the whole time. I'm like, are there any lyrics besides oh, 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 oh? Like, I'm sorry. I'm used to Nine Inch Nails. Trent Reznor can play 27 musical instruments, you know? And he can do all these things while smashing all of his equipment. I actually went to the Wave Goodbye tour, and I got to watch him play Downward Spiral front to back. Talk about a fucking experience. Say what you will about Nine Inch Nails, and I love Pretty Hate Machine, but his magnum opus, his Charlotte's Web egg sack, is fucking Downward Spiral. And I got to watch the man play it from the beginning to the end. And I'm supposed to enjoy other concerts. I'm good. All right, guys. I love you. AdrienneCurry.com to shop with me. Question every narrative from both sides. Trust no one. And never, ever ostracize anyone that doesn't think like you. And try to wake people up, man. Try to wake them up. I don't know any Jared Leto songs. Sounds like I'm not missing anything. I had to know them because I had to sit through his fucking concert. I've never wanted to leave somewhere so much in my life. If my friend questioned, and I told her at the end, if you've ever questioned if I'm your friend or if I've loved you, ask people that knew me since junior high if they'd ever believe I'd grow up and go to a fucking Jared Leto concert for someone, and they'd tell you, hell no. And I sat through this whole thing with you. It was awful. It's terrible. It was so bad. All right. Love you guys. I'll see you soon. Yeah. It's a good day.